Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 103 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and I'm about to cough.
So this is going to be a great show today. I can
Jeff,
tell you already.
Jeff and I were trying to work on sharing the show onto our different pages, and he's over here on mine because I'm not Apple, and it looks different than his. And then his volume was up, and I could hear Ziggy in the background panicking, going 5, 4, and I'm like 3, 2, too much. So we are off to a great start. So anyway, I'm Weston Pugh. We're so glad everybody is tuning in today. We hope that you're having a great day and enjoying some of this amazing weather that we're having outside.
So pretty outside right now.
It is. It is such a time when it is. This is when you know that it is time for the state fair.
Yeah. So so are you willing to admit what we did for lunch one day last week?
I posted it, okay. Yeah.
We had Fletcher's corny dogs for lunch one day.
We did, and I was like, because we were showing clients, and because they're at Golden Chicken, and so you were inside, and I was like Googling, I was like, where's the closest one? And I said, hey, you know what? Let's run and go grab a Fletcher's corn dog just because this is the opening day. Mm-hmm. And they're just not the same, are they?
It's part of it's the atmosphere.
It has to be.
It tasted like they normally did to me. It wasn't quite as sweet, maybe.
That's what I thought it missed.
So, but it was still. I mean, it's as close as we can get right now.
I know. And the other thing too is I think that a Fletcher's corny dog has to go with a beer. Mm-hmm. I think that it's like one is in one hand and one is in the other, and that's just, I don't know. But anyway, we had a good time.
We did. We do miss the state fair.
We do miss the state fair.
Back to the weather, one of the things I really like about this time of year is I can sleep with the doors open.
You can.
And, dogs run in and out. They hear something, they run outside. And it's such great sleeping weather to me.
What's also interesting is that because of we've had rain just kind of in the last 10 days or so, during inspections, it is the best time to inspect a house because A, you're going to see active water leaks, and B, if there's anything left over as far as the way its drainage isn't quite right. So we do have people that are a little concerned that it's raining and not going to happen. I'm like, this is the best time ever.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
what's going on in the market?
I was just going to, Anthony Jackson, the Vice President of Finance in our company, sends out a Tuesday market update that talks about things that are kind of going on from a 30,000 foot perspective, and then he brings it into the DFW local market. And a couple of real positive things that he pointed out is that we are technically in a recession, and unemployment was just horrible back in April. It was like 14.8% or something, and the unemployment numbers actually recovering much faster than most economists thought they were. And at the end of August, the unemployment rate had fallen to only 8.4%. Now, I know we've got a lot of other things going on, like with the Disney announcement this week, and the airlines are still really working hard to keep their bottom lines going. But it was a bright spot that I felt like we at least needed to talk about with all of the gloom and doom that we'd seen.
And I think that this information kind of coincides with our second segment. In our second segment, we're going to talk about our buyer needs right now. We haven't ever done that before, but we felt like we have so many buyers right now that it is an opportunity for us to use this platform to discuss what we want, and hopefully people that are watching the show can help us.
Yeah, really. There's I know everybody talks about real estate. It just is something that everybody, almost everybody has an interest in. And so when, you have your coworkers or friends or whomever start talking about selling their home or wanting to buy a home, we'd really love for you to have them give us a call, because we're happy to interview for that job. We're happy to meet with them, sit over a cup of coffee and just talk about what we do and how we approach it and make sure it works for them. And, but we'd love to have that opportunity. One of the things that we have talked about before, just over the last 4 or 5 months, is this trend of people that are moving from, they're tired of living in their apartments, they're tired of living in their condos where they don't really have any green space. A lot of the common amenities in communities like that have been closed for several months, and they're wanting to get out more in the suburban markets. And now the National Association of Realtors did a survey last month, and what we're seeing is really what people are seeing nationwide, that almost 50% of over 50% of the agents that they interviewed said that the clients that they were working with were wanting to move from the urban core of the city out into a suburban market. About 40% of the people that they were working with 40% of the agents that responded said that their people were moving to rural areas, not just suburban, but they're really wanting to get out and see a little land. And then there was a really large number, 30% of the people said that their clients were wanting to move to small towns.
Interesting.
And it is interesting, because I think that what we're seeing is the people are kind of expecting that corporations are going to have an adjustment to more of a work from home type environment. And it really does mean, as long as you've got internet access, you can move pretty much anywhere you want to go.
We had one of our clients on social media today post that they had been cleared for international relocation from their company. And I thought, is that something that is going to start trending? And then also on our Facebook page, we asked today, or not today, but earlier this week, if with the changes in commute time because of our work, like what you were talking about, are people going to expand their searches when it comes to looking for a home and its proximity to work? So if you've got a way you'd like to weigh in on that, we'd love to hear from it. Go to the Facebook page and let us know your comments and thoughts.
Absolutely. And one last thing I wanted to kind of throw in the beginning is, inventory is actually getting a little bit better. Yeah. So, we've got all these buyers that we're going to talk about in the second segment, but part of Anthony's report this week talked about how the inventory in July, it was at 2.3 months of inventory. It is now at the end of August 2.6. So, and there's prices have remained relatively neutral across the market, but inventory is growing. So that is a good sign too. That if you kind of postponed getting out in the marketplace and just decided there wasn't anything out there that you really liked enough to buy, then now's the time to give us a call and get back out there.
It is, because it is still one of those times when the really good ones are still flying off the market. One of the most important things, just to throw this in there, is that because the inventory is so low and because things are moving pretty quickly, if you're not on a website that gets its inventory from an IDX feed from MLS, then there's a chance that the information that you get is going to be slow to update. And so you could be spinning your wheels looking at properties that are A, under contract, or B, not seeing the most current stuff. So we encourage you to, either go to updike.com or go to Dave Perry Miller or go to Ebby or go to realtor.com. But these are sites that are actually going to give you information that is going to make it where you're actually getting it as it happens, not 24 hours later when it could.
One of the clients that we worked with earlier this week sent 10 houses over, and 5 of the 10 were already under contract and he was looking at them on a website that's not an IDX site, not one of those that's connected to MLS. But anyway, it was, and they were, the 5 that were already under contract, he was disappointed about. So
there was one good one in there. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Let's jump into these really great properties.
So we've got the first one. We're going to be over towards Greenville, and it's 2203 Chunk Court. This is a great area of Dallas. If you're familiar with it, it is a true East Dallas neighborhood. Lots of great walkability. The neighborhood has really begun to develop. I think that the big changes that happened down here is when Trader Joe came into the lowest part of Greenville, and they changed a lot of the flow of that street, which helped kind of slow things down and took away some of that, more of that wilder nightlife, and made it more of a neighborhood. And it really has impacted what we're seeing as coming in as new construction, and also the rate at which new homes trade and resales trade.
And the accessibility into this neighborhood is really great. You've got, I wish I'd looked up the walkability score, but I would bet it's in the mid-90s. You've got restaurants and nightlife and some live entertainment, and there's just a lot of really rich neighborhood amenities right there that you have instant access to.
And of course, we have to can't emphasize how important White Rock Lake is to this spot.
Yes.
Because you can get to White Rock Lake, but in the same token, get to enjoy the paddle boards, the rowing. I've done the rowing in the mornings. There's almost, I think, 9 miles around it. But at the same time, from a commuting standpoint, for during the week, you can actually get to 75 relatively quickly as well, which is a really great factor.
So this is a really great newer construction, 3-story townhome. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2-car garage, a brick and siding structure. They are true townhomes. In fact, you have a lot in the block, and they're not treated as condominiums for financing. Really great color palette, I thought, was picked for this.
They did a really great job. So many times we see the finishes done with the white and the cement, and that really is just in order for them to get really good Energy Star certification. And this is a very open floor plan with high ceilings, and you can see here that the kitchen again is done in a very buyer specific look right now, with the white, with the backsplash on the hex. It just has that feel with the shelving and the quartz countertops that so many buyers today really want.
Yeah, stainless steel appliance package. I like the open shelf concept that they've used on part of this. That's become very popular. This has a Bertolini. Am I saying that name right?
It's the Italian, I think you get
The
it.
Italian brand 5-burner stove. It is a very popular floor plan that we always talk about, where the kitchen has the bar space that opens to the dining room, and then that opens into your living area number 1. And this one's got a gas fireplace that kind of anchors that wall, looking out onto a little side yard there.
And I don't think that many new construction puts in fireplaces anymore. I think it's something that they just kind of glaze over and overlook, but it really is a great feature. And I say that because here we come into the fall and it's going to be so well used. One of the things that I think it's really important is that you can see here how high the ceilings are. Really good natural light, but the natural light also has privacy, which is a value add. And especially when you're living in a community like this, you still want to have that privacy.
And you have the wood floors as you go up the staircase that you saw, and then they continue throughout this second floor of the home, which is really kind of your living space. You've got that center room that could have been used as a gym or as an office or as another living room. This is the is this the master bedroom?
That's the master bedroom.
The master bedroom. Yep.
And great ceilings continue on the second floor, and you can see how well they've done the window placement so that this is a really, really light and bright, and plantation shutters are on this as well. No carpet in here, which was a really great feature. And then you come into this great bathroom, a very spa-like bathroom, double sink, and then again the marble. This is the actual shower that is inside of a wet area with the tub, and so it's a really interesting combination. And then into this enormous closet space here.
Yeah, the closet is really one of those that everybody would be happy with. Yeah. And that continues. We go from there into the second bedroom, which also has a bath connected, big double door open closet that opens up, and then this is the third bedroom.
Correct.
And this is the other side of that Jack and Jill bath.
Right.
So
that's a really great feature that this has, is that the bathrooms are Jack and Jill, and a lot of space is not wasted. Again, the way that they've configured it is nice and crisp. Outside, you get the benefit of having the turf grass, which is from a watering standpoint, again, energy efficiency, you're really getting the points that you need on that. And it wraps all the way around, which is accessible from a gate by the front door, and then wraps around and connects to the back door as well.
So 2203 Chunk Court is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, built in 2015, a little over 2,300 square feet, and it is priced at $585,000. And that brings us in about $251 a square foot.
And we want to say thank you so much to Albany Shaw for allowing us to feature her home. It is amazing. If you'd like more information, click on the link in the comments below. If you'd like to take a look at that, we'd be happy to show you. Again, just private messages. You know how to get in touch with us, and we'll make that happen as well.
Absolutely.
What do we got on the next one, Jeff?
Well, we're going to zip over to the other side of the lake. This is a really, really cool house. It's located at 9781 Ash Creek Drive, and it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, priced at $300,000. And we looked at this house, and I fell in love with it. It is such a cool house inside and out. And from a location perspective, again, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to the lake.
It is a hop, skip, and the other thing too is that area right there at Peavy and Garland Road, where the restaurants are really starting to backfill into that, are excellent. And then the Casa Linda shopping center as well has really come alive. The connection into the Dallas Arboretum, as you can see right there, it gets you into the spillway area. And it's easy to get on Buckner and head north to Mockingbird or all the way up to Northwest Highway. So commuting in and out north is great. If you want to come in on the southern side, you'd pick up on Ferguson and 30 and make your way in. So it is on the southeast side of the lake, but because of its proximity to both Buckner and to 30, it makes it really easy to get in and out of.
Yeah, it's a easy way to zip around the lake. The home itself has a very simple landscaping package, but it is such an interesting xeriscape combination of plants that works beautifully.
To me, this house reminds me of what you would see if you went. If you were in Austin off Congress, back over there in that neighborhood, it feels exactly like that. And the way that they've done it, I almost feel like somebody redid this and had that in mind, because they've done a really great job of opening up the windows, and they've gone with a really striking black that looks great. So many times they don't use quite this dark of black, but this looks amazing. And it plays really well off of this platform of brown wood and nice, clean, crisp white walls, which is just effortless.
The molding that they've used on this, I thought, was a real interesting touch as well. And it just provides more warmth and a little bit more life to the house, because it's not that stereotypical white painted wood molding.
And they've also done a little bit of an architectural detailing here, as you can see with the beam across. But again, we get this very easy flow. I feel like that they've realized that the buyer of this home probably is not going to be needing a large dining room, and so they've dedicated more of this space just to the overall living area, and again to those windows that allow the inside out.
And it's also, they've kind of stayed with that very typical style of having the kitchen open to the dining room. And believe it or not, the range, although you can't see it in this photo, is the same brand of range as it was in the last property.
It is so interesting. To me, this looks like a YouTuber's delight to have this as the backdrop for a show that they might be hosting, a cooking how-to. I just thought that it really rang true for what so many people want, and for that $300,000 price point.
Exactly. And I love the way that they've done the open concept with the cabinetry on the top. You've still got very good storage down below. The viewpoints out these windows, I just know this all had to be done in a really obvious manner, because everywhere you look out, you've got green space, or you've got a plant, or you've got somewhere that you want to be drawn to.
And the other thing too is that you saw it, and it just triggered it in that last image, is that the backyard actually has black bamboo, and so many houses today do not actually have this. They have actually gone ahead and replaced and upgraded both the roof, the electrical panel, and the HVAC on this house. And so not only are we talking about elements of the house that cosmetically look great, we're also talking about the mechanics behind the walls that so many times sellers just don't take into consideration.
Yeah, and the vintage baths in this really go very well with the property. Somebody might want to come along and do them, but these are absolutely 100% livable. The outdoor space is, again, done so well. It has just a very natural feel to it. A lot of the I can't remember.
Texas sage.
The Texas sage, thank you. Native plants, native trees. Really a wonderful home.
So this is 9781 Ash Creek Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, built in 55, and it is 1342 square feet, 300,000, which is $233 a foot. Amazing, and we want to say thank you so much to Kathy Hewitt and Jeremy Moore for letting us feature this home. It was spot on.
It is. And if you would like to see this home, you can follow the link in the comments below. Go back and go through the pictures with maybe more pictures there, I believe, than what we showed. And if you'd like to take a look at it, just let us know. We'd be happy to meet you over there, let you take a look at that or anything else that's out in the market right now.
And there's also additional information that they've uploaded into this on our MLS. So if you'd like to know more about the seller's disclosure or any other files that they have, let us know and we'd be happy to get that to you as well.
And if you're watching us on Facebook, please reach over and click that little like button. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. And welcome back to the second segment in episode 103 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Weston Pugh.
And I'm Jeff Updike.
So in today's second segment, we are going to talk about what our buyers need. Because as Jeff was talking about in the beginning of the show, there has been this upcreep of like 0.3 in inventory, but that's also a 30,000 foot view. And so in some of these neighborhoods where more people want to live in, there's maybe not quite that much inventory. And so what we've done is we've created information about our specific buyers, not their names, nothing about them as a demographic, but about what they're looking for as a house. And what we're asking in this segment is that if you know anybody that from work, your neighborhood, your church, your kid's school, whatever format it is, that lives or knows someone that's thinking about buying or selling, we would love to know where those houses are.
Absolutely. So the first house that we wanted to ask your help in finding is a 3-bedroom, 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 or more bath home, 2-car garage. This is one that the buyers really want an original owner house. They want one that's had nothing done to it. They want to be the ones to really take the project on. The house can be downtown Plano to Addison. They've got a really wide geographic area that they want to search for, and schools is not a factor to them. They're looking for something that is somewhere between that $200,000 and $260,000 price point, and they're ready to buy right away.
They are ready to buy. They have they don't have contingencies on any of the houses. They've been pre-qualified as a buyer. They're looking for the 1-stories. They both have in their line of work. They both have access to make strong changes to the homes, and they really want to use this opportunity to take and make those changes and kind of begin doing that on the regular. So if you've got anything that meets this, let us know.
Secondly, we have another buyer who's interested in a 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom house. If it's 4 bedrooms, they are going to need a study. One of them works from home, and they are looking for something specifically that goes to Withers Elementary. The home can be anywhere from 2,700 to 3,400 square feet. Then they are willing to do some light renovation and some light cosmetic work. They've done it on their current home, and so they've been through that process. And they've got a maximum budget of about $700,000. So they've looked at pretty much everything that's out in the market right now, and really just need to find that one for them.
That specific one. And you know how we were mentioning earlier in the show, we were talking about how it's so important to really watch the websites and make sure you're getting one with an IDX feed that is really up to date with MLS. This little area of that Withers Elementary School, that is a very clear example of what happens if you don't have that, because that stuff does trade so fast right there.
Yes, it does. Our next buyer that we're looking for is someone that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, south or southeast of White Rock Lake. They'd like to have it remodeled and either with a pool or room for a pool.
Yeah.
And this is a a buyer that's really got a lot of flexibility and style. He tends to like older stuff, but we also, and I say older like 20s and 30s, but we've also shown him some 1940s and 1950s that he's kind of been drawn to. So, really anything, I think the most important thing is he really does want to have the master bath redone already. Or at least know that there is, if he does do that renovation, that there's room enough to accommodate that. And then having the pool or having the room for the pool are kind of the most important factors with this.
I think it was interesting the other day when we were showing him the comment that he made that he wants to be able to come home and it be relaxing. Like he was like, I need to have space to lounge and read, and I really want to have space for being outside. So either with the future pet, if I'm gardening, or the pool. And I thought, okay, this makes sense. And it's those type of details that we get that help us customize the search and make sure that the portal that we have is really matching those criteria for our clients.
Our next client that we're looking for is also an East Dallas purchaser, and they would like a 2 or 3 bedroom home. It does need to have 2 full baths or more, and a 2-car garage. They would like this remodeled and like it really to be move-in ready, and they're somewhere in the $300,000 to $400,000 price point. I think fenced yard was also important to them.
I thought the other thing too that was interesting is that in some of the showings, some of the kitchens, the countertop seemed small, and it was a direct comparison that it wasn't better than the apartment that they currently were in. And so that was like one of their details that I thought was, again, helpful, so that we could make sure that when we're showing something that either it has that additional space or easily added that space. So again, well qualified, ready to go. I think you Skyped with them.
Yes, yeah.
Over the weekend.
Yep, they're both technology people, and
walked them through the house.
Walked them through a house. They were out of town for business this last weekend, and something came on the market. Ran over and FaceTimed with them, and they,
it's helpful. It's exactly what people are expecting right now, which is very interesting. And I think that every one of those clients that we have, if they found the right home and it came on the market and they weren't there, I think they would be able to pull the trigger and make a solid offer.
Oh, I do too. One of the things that that we do when we're working with buyers is the first 1 or 2 or 3 times out is really kind of a fact-finding mission for us, because we show people houses that are available. We show them houses that just went under contract, because we want them to know and have comfort and knowledge of what is selling. And so, to have the true expectation. And then once we've gone through that with them, we find that they are much more comfortable when the right one comes along. They know it and they can make a move.
And I will always send clients, I call them the wild card, because we're searching for so many people that it might be out of their area or just a hair below or above their price point. And I will always send it. And the one on Wagner is the one I can remember off the top of my head that we did get under contract, and it was the wild card.
It was the wild card. Wasn't anywhere close to where they were talking about.
Near, but it worked.
Yep. And the last one that we're looking for is a 3 bedroom or more, 2 bath. Did I do that?
You just did that one. That was the last one.
Oh, that was the last one. Okay. So thank you.
No, Ziggy, we're done with that one.
Sorry, my fault.
It started with a cough and it ended with a double slide.
There we
go.
It's
all good. It's all good, and it's live.
So the question is, who do you know that's considering a move?
Yep.
And we would love to hear from those people. We would love to hear from you. If it's just a neighbor in your neighborhood that you think might be wanting to move and you don't really want to be the one to reach out, just give us the address and we'll take care of it from there. We're not afraid to knock on a door, and we're not afraid to go drop a note in the mailbox, and many times that's how business gets started. So
it is. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
It's really been good to have your time today. We appreciate it.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.